Hiya, hi, everybody. Hiya, hiya. All right, love that song loud and clear. Shout it out loud and clear. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, boys and girls. All right, good to have you here this evening. And yes, I see a lot of people still joining us. Come on in, gang. Lots of room right here in the front. And while we are waiting, I just want to mention a couple things. First of all, this is an interactive session, which means you're invited to chime in using the questions box. You'll find a little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. Just click on that. I am the only one that sees that. And Aaron, if he joins us later on this evening, I think he just might come in, but I think he's got the night off, but he said he might chime in a little bit later on. So anyway, so that is that. And the other thing I want to tell you is that sometimes I get very passionate about what we talk about and I start speaking a little bit too fast. If you find that is the case, please just tell me to slow down, or if I'm speaking on a different language than what you're used to, you don't understand anything I'm talking about technically, just tell me that too. I don't think it's going to be too technical tonight. So, all right, just so you know. All right, but if we do get into some technical stuff, just don't worry about it. You're not going to miss much. So at this point in time, I just want to welcome everybody. And another thing I want to just ask you, anybody who is new to options, please put in the questions box if you are new to options. All right, just want to get an idea as to how many people are new to stock options, new to SPY, new to DayTradeSPY. That's us. And if you are, then what we're going to do is have a two-part session here tonight. First of all, I'm going to talk about the week in review and what's coming up next week, how we can help you. And the second part will be for those people who are new to options. And we'll talk just a very brief overview about what options are. Okay, not to be expected to, don't expect this to be an in-depth training on options, but just a brief overview on what options are. So if you are new, let me know in the questions box now, and then we'll stick around afterwards and go over that. All right, gang, let's get started here. All right, this is being recorded right now. And good evening, everybody. Welcome again to DayTradeSPY.com's Week in Review. All right, let's see. Week ahead, we'll be starting soon. There it is. That's me and my dog. My dog and I, yes, we are together. We are a team. We are we are so joined at the hip. But love her immensely. She's a Bernese Mountain Dog, and she's in her 12th year. These dogs were meant to only live to about 6 to 8 years of age, but being the most loved dog in the world, she is now in her 12th year and still kind of, I don't want to say going strong, but she's still hanging in there. So, all right, so my name is Hugh, all right, and it is Sunday, November the 19th, and my associate Aaron may be stopping by later on. He just said that he's probably going to be a little bit later tonight, so that's fine, not a problem. We've got this covered. So, and that is me, and let's see, I think I might even have a real picture of me coming up here. There it is. There I am in real live and in color. Hiya. Okay, there we go. All right, so please use the questions box again for any questions or comments you might have. All right, that's what it's all about to this evening. And I've got to give you this disclaimer here, folks. First of all, here are actually, let's go back to the disclaimer. I have to give you this. Keeps the lawyers happy. All right, by attending this webinar, you fully understand and accept the financial risks involved in trading securities. That risk can be substantial. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you in light of your personal investment objectives and financial resources. By accessing this webinar, you also understand that you're not receiving any advice as to what or when to buy or sell, but are simply receiving information for educational purposes only. Any decisions concerning your trade are solely your own to meet your personal objectives and risk tolerances. You alone are responsible for all your own trading. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Charts are courtesy of TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, and or Tasty Trades. I said Tasty Works in there. Tasty Works, Tasty Trades, same thing. All right, so there I am. All right, folks, just to introduce to us to who we are, I just want to say that my name is Hugh. Now, most of what I learned from the trenches, deep down mired in mud for the last many years of trading. And I got to tell you, I've just a very brief overview as to where I'm coming from here with this. Let me just kind of go back a little bit here. All right, so I come from corporate America. That's my background. And like a good salaried employee, I would hand off a lot of my money to my financial advisor to invest in for my retirement. Little did I know that he had lost about half my capital was not a happy camper. I seized control of my account, figured out how to do this myself, took all these courses, most of which I learned a lot. I'm not going to kid you, I learned a lot of stuff, but I think most of the real good stuff I learned on my own. All right, by doing the real trades, and that's where I really picked up. And most of what I teach is what I've learned on my own. And anything that we get into with what we do here, you're also going to learn things that are contrary to what you may have learned elsewhere. All right, but what I learned works very well for me, and if it can work for me, it can probably work for you too. So anyway, deep in the trenches, I've been training people internationally now since 2010. Since 2010, and love it. I'm looking for short-term breakout trades for small, multiple daily gains. I figure that the road to success is a series of singles and doubles. All right, everybody gets a home run once in a while, and it's great when you do. All right, it's just awesome when you do. But if you're counting on a home run on every game, every time you're up to bat, it's not going to happen. I think you're going to be very disappointed. So just know that those singles and doubles, that's what's going to get to your destination. My associate here, Aaron, who is again off, he may be back later on this evening. He's actually mastered his deep dive technical analysis from in his teens. All right, so when his buddies were all out there, playing sports and chasing girls in high school and stuff, you'll find Aaron in the library at school, poring over Wall Street journals and stock charts and that sort of thing. He opened up his first account when he was 18, his own first trading account. Recently, he'd worked as a technical analyst for a $150 million commodity fund, and we're able to scoop this guy over into our camp, and he identifies some excellent longer-term, high-probability trades. So Aaron and I are together in the trading room, okay? It's actually pretty cool because I have my own set of indicators, and Aaron has his set of indicators. So we have a little saying that says, when our indicators unite, our trades ignite. In other words, if I say the market's going up and Aaron says the market's going up, you better be buying call options because the market's probably going up. And it's actually pretty cool. So, all right. Anyway, moving along, folks. Let's move on. Tonight, we're going to discuss our 2 to 10K trading room challenge. Now, this is a challenge we started back in, the first one was April, May, June. Was it? No, April, May, June, July. No, I think it was April, May, June. Yeah, because I remember it was middle of July that we were supposed to have hit our 10,000. So what we did was we started with $2,000, turned it into $10,000. It was so popular, we started it again. And this one we started on September the 25th. And in 3 months, supposed to end up on December the 25th, we're supposed to take $2,000 and turn it into $10,000. And I'm going to give you an update as to how that is working out. And we do this in the trading room. So trading room members, they see this firsthand, they witness it, they can partake in it, they can certainly enjoy and reap the benefits of our 2 to 10K challenge. Anyway, I'm going to give you an update on that, all right? All right, we're also going to discuss your challenges, so please put it in the chat box, whatever your challenges are. I'd love to talk to you about this. This is what we're going to do here a little bit later on in our Thanksgiving chat line. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of a chat, just sort of like a fireside chat. And speaking of your challenges, I've got a little challenge for you. You'll find this little pot of gold. All right, this little pot of gold that I'm showing you right here. All right, just this little icon, the little diagram here. You'll find this somewhere else in this PowerPoint presentation. And when you do, please let me know that you found it. And the first 5 people who tell me they found the pot of gold will receive our ebook entitled Trading Between the Ears. Now, this is actually a pretty cool ebook. Actually, I wrote this several years ago. Still very valid. It's actually an ebook about the psychology of trading. I think it's about 37 pages or something like that. It's actually pretty good. And it moves pretty fast and kind of gives you the hardcore information of what I learned as to the psychology, the mental aspects of trading. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Trading between the ears. Again, the first 5 people to identify where they see this pot of gold later on in the PowerPoint presentation get the free ebook. Okay. We're also going to discuss why trade SPY and why you need us. You might not even know it. And of course, we're going to answer any of your questions. And also going to introduce you to the Day Trade SPY Signal, our newest, latest, greatest product that we have available for you. And looking forward to giving you all the information on that. If you don't know what this is all about, I think you're going to really quite enjoy it. You're going to quite want it. So, all right. So don't go too far. Get your questions ready, folks, and punch them up in the questions box. All right, let's take a look at the week in review. The week in review as to where SPY went this week. And I see a lot of people. This is just awesome. All right, so here's what happened here. Let's take a look here. Monday, what happened? Low or no news day. Not a whole lot happened on Monday. SPY bounced off some major resistance up at that 440 level. And then it gathers support at the mid 438s as it bounced down. And it closed, just ran up there. It closed, again, just over 440. Pure technical trading. There's no news that spurred on the market on Monday. However, Tuesday, a whole different story. Coming up at about 8:30 in the morning, we had CPI numbers. They all reported lower than expected. And that, of course, is anti-inflationary. CPI, right? And that is, that's an inflationary number, that consumer price index that the Feds use to determine whether they should raise rates or not. So I remember that day because that was the first day in a very long time, if ever, where I saw that the futures had not baked in a 0% chance of a rate hike in December and also in January. That's what the futures said, 0% chance of a rate hike in December and January. That's what the analysts had expected. And that shot the market up, my goodness, from about what, 440, 441, way up to about just 448, 449 in a matter of no time at all. And of course, the market kept going higher and even higher during the day, bounced around a little bit. On Wednesday, we had retail sales numbers and PPI numbers, producer price index numbers, also an indicator that measures inflation. And they held up against the New York State Manufacturing Index, which was actually higher than expected, which is actually inflationary. So we had this anti-inflationary retail sales and PPI numbers against an inflationary New York State Manufacturing Index, also called Empire State Manufacturing Index. But it still edged down slightly on some profit taking, we figured, when the market ran up to that 450, 451 level. So that was on Wednesday. Now, Thursday, we had higher than expected unemployment claims. That weighed in against an inflationary, higher than expected Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. Market bounced around a little bit, came down, found a little support just over 448, ran up and closed up around just over 450. And then coming into Friday, we had higher than expected building permits and housing starts. Not normally a major news item, but in this case it was, only because there wasn't anything else that was of greater value or higher impact. So therefore, that pushed SPY down slightly, bounced around, wrapped up the day up around that 451 level here. It did hit a high of 451.94, just under 452. And that's what happened last week. Let me just give you some information, some other information here. Here's some numbers. S&P 500 year to date. Look at this, 17.5%, 17.6 we're up. NASDAQ up 35%, and the Dow's up 5.4% at the end of last week. That's pretty cool. So what happened? Economic data striking the right balance and helping stocks reach that 2-month high. It put October well behind us. Progress on inflation continued with the CPI number still dropping down to its lowest level in 2 years. Labor market also cooled, and the Feds can step aside, and maybe they'll even start cutting their rates, possibly in Q2 of next year. I know earlier there was some talk about Q3, Q4. They might actually pull that up a little bit into Q2. At least that's what the talk on the street is. Slowdown in growth could elevate volatility, but fundamentals support a positive outlook for 2024. Okay. So we're going to see what happens here. And again, we're going to look forward to a very exciting 2024. From a seasonal standpoint, excuse me, this is what a seasonal chart looks like For those of you who are not familiar with this, that blue line is where SPY is now. And by the way, we only trade SPY, all SPY all the time. And I'll go over that in the second segment of this presentation. All right. So as to when I give you a little bit of a primer on why SPY, why options, why SPY options, why now. So that blue line is where SPY is now. All right. Finished up there, 450.79. That red line in the bottom is a composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily chart. So you can see what's going on here. Now we're just going to expand this a little bit here and bring this down here to show you what happened last week and what we can expect the following week if we were to follow a seasonal chart. Historically, SPY remained flat over the last week, and looking at the following week, looks like we dropped about a point. Not a whole lot, nothing to write home about one way or another. So it looks like it just might be a fairly quiet week according to this model right here. Let's take a look at the week ahead. Excuse me while I just clear my throat. In fact, I'm going to get a little drink of water here, folks. So I've been talking all day here today. What would I ever do if I ever lost my voice? I think a lot of people would be very happy. But apart from that, Monday is going to be a no news day, mostly technical trading. Could be very much range bound trading. So don't expect any great strides on Monday. There could be a little bit of a bounce up and down, but I would be very I'm not expecting any volatility on Monday. All right. Tuesday, though, we're getting some existing home sales, and the Fed meeting minutes are going to be released. This is the last meeting minutes that they had, and they're going to go into in depth about what the meeting was all about. There's no real news here. It's just going to be an in-depth analysis, and that's coming up on Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, things kicking up a little bit here. We've got unemployment claims coming up, durable goods orders, consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, oil inventories. The big one's going to be the unemployment claims. That is probably going to be moving the markets on Wednesday. Okay. And if the durable goods orders and consumer sentiment, inflation expectations, if those numbers also support the way the unemployment claims are going to go, then I think we're going to see some move in that direction. I'm just trying to see if I can find, let me just take a look here, what they're expecting for. I don't have those numbers handy. Let me just take a look. No, I don't have the numbers handy as to what they're expecting for unemployment claims. But if the unemployment claims are going to be higher than expectations, all right, then I would expect the stock to go up. Reason being that the economy is cooling a little bit, which is good for the stock market. If the unemployment claims are going to be lower than expected, that means the economy is still pretty warm. All right, a lot of robust activity in the economy, which has a negative effect on the stock market. So we'll get into that later. And also in our trading room, we discussed that quite in depth. Okay. All right. For those of you on Thursday, well, we're not going to be here. Thanksgiving holiday, markets, banks, everything is closed. And go have some turkey. It's a bad day if you're a turkey on Thursday, folks. If you're a third turkey, it's going to be a bad day. On Friday, we've got a manufacturing PMI and also a services PMI report. Don't forget, trading stops, stock market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern on Friday. All right. And for SPY options, it goes another 15 minutes, closes at 1:15. So you can go out and get your Black Friday shopping all taken care of. That is what's coming up this week. So what does that mean? Well, the bottom line, I think that volatility could be light on Monday, picking up on Tuesday through Wednesday, and of course, nothing Thursday. Light trading on Friday. I think the markets are going to be flat most of the week, possibly elevated volatility on Wednesday, and that's kind of where I see that. All right, so moving along, there are many opportunities all day, every day, ladies and gentlemen, and we show you how to spot them and how to trade them. So you are in the right place when it comes to moving markets, all right, and trading and making money and learning how to trade. That's what we do. We teach you how to trade. Not only do we teach you, but we give you other things too. So take a look at the 2 to 10K challenge. This is that program that we started September the 25th. We're expecting to take $2,000, turn it into $10,000 by December the 25th. I'm very happy to report that we are approximately 2 weeks ahead of schedule. And here's the way this works. This is a spreadsheet that we're tracking with, and we're doing this in the trading room. So over here, the one column, we have actually the date, of course, the trade number. Obviously, I've advanced this to, to kind of where we are right now. There's our beginning balance, our profit target as far as the budget is concerned, along with the ending balance. But the actual net gains, I've got in that column right there, and the actual balance, and then the budget variance. The budget variance is how high, like how much over or under we are of the budget. So right now, as of Friday, November the 17th, our budget was, we were supposed to have been at 53.70. We're actually at 69.22. We're 15.52 over budget. And that means that we don't actually have to trade for the next 2 weeks, and we're still over budget. But that's probably not going to happen because I'm still going to be trading just about every day as long as there's a setup. And it looks like we're well on track. We'll probably continue to trade because it's a lot of fun. But this is the column that I would like, the profit target. So coming up tomorrow, Monday, I expect to make a profit of $134, and we have $6,922 with which to work. Okay. So if those opportunities present themselves, we're going to get in, make some money, get in, get out, and get on with the rest of our day. Usually these trades actually happen very quickly, within a few minutes. Actually pretty exciting. So a lot of people are doing this. And of course, in the notes section here, this is actually what I did. So for example, last Friday, about 30 contracts of the 449 put options. I got it for $1.93 out of 205. And that actual net gains, that's net of commissions. I'm considering $1 a contract to be my commissions. Okay, and that's kind of what I pay for commissions. So it's pretty exciting stuff. And yeah, it looks like we're going to be well ahead of the game in our 2 to 10K challenge. So pretty exciting. Not much. We had no losses this last week, and we're well on the way. In fact, I think there's only 2 days of losses that we've experienced, minor losses, just to because I just didn't like the setup. I didn't want to watch it all day. I didn't want to tie up my capital overnight. So I said, I'll just take a little bit of a hit, get back in tomorrow. Here's a graph of what's going on with it. That blue line is the actual profits that we're taking, in that brown line there. That's actually the budget, and you can see how we're breaking away from our budget. We're well advanced of where we're supposed to be. So looking very exciting, and I'm very happy with it. So all right, so let's just sit and chat about what we're doing here. This is what I call my pumpkin patch chat, because we're getting into Thanksgiving, and of course, pumpkin pie is one of my favorite pies. I'm still undecided whether I like apple or pumpkin better. I know my wife is so sick of pumpkin pie; she doesn't want to see it anymore. And she's been eating pumpkin pie for the last several weeks. As soon as it comes out, man, I just stock up, and every time we go shopping, I bring home a new pumpkin pie with whipped cream. You can't, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I'm sure she's got some back in here somewhere, and she's gonna give it to me because she's tired of eating it. She gives it to me now. We still like apple pie too. I don't know what we're gonna have for Thanksgiving, but I get to be here. So, all right. So, what do you want to talk about, folks? So, this is your night here. Oh, this is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to show you. So, my wife and I today, we went. So we're in the Western New York area. Okay, Buffalo, Niagara. We're right on the border of Canada, and it's very common for a lot of back and forth activities. So we thought we'd go over to Niagara Falls, Canada today, and go for lunch, which we did. And this is a picture that we took here. Look at that amazing rainbow. And this picture does not do it justice. The actual rainbow was very pronounced. I thought this is very exciting, and very excited to see that rainbow. So yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. So I thought I'd just share that with you. And this is actually the Niagara River. So this is actually looking back over to the US. That building you see there, that is actually the casino. And you can barely see the fall. I probably should have taken some pictures of the falls itself, but this water kind of goes over to the edge there and then just drops over. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of that. But anyway, all right. And there you go. So All right. So at this point in time, let me just take a look here. Oh, a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Okay. Whoa. Are you kidding me? Okay. Folks, I am going to just bear with me for half a second here while I write down some names, because some people found the pot of gold right there over the rainbow. It's true. Yeah, there's a pot of gold right over the rainbow. I couldn't help but throw that one in there. I was going to have a turkey, but all right, here we go. Just bear with me. Okay, I gotta write these names down. Okay, real quick. Ron. Okay, Brian. Okay, Mike V. Oh my gosh, you win all kinds of stuff here, don't you? Let's see. Pam T. Rich K. Let me see. Okay, I've got my 5 names, folks, for the pot of gold. Okay, Hugh, come on, one more. Congratulations to everybody who discovered the pot of gold. Isn't that funny? Okay, anyway, let's go. Let's get on here with the pumpkin patch chat. I just want to go through all these questions and comments that we have in our questions box. You guys are awesome. And let me get to the beginning here, because I want to welcome new people here. Okay, all right. Douglas A. Thank God, Hugh. Thank God, man. I was just getting ready to leave. Where were you gonna go, Douglas? Douglas, question for you, buddy. Douglas A. What would be a better alternative than this webinar here for you tonight? Please tell me, because if there's a better alternative, I want to be there, but there isn't that I know of. You just might learn something. You just might have some opportunities here to make some serious money, serious life-changing opportunities. Herman A, new to options, welcome. Raymond, new, good to see you. James A, new to your service, but I've done options in the past. Good to hear that. James S, been in the trading room for about a week, very familiar with options. Douglas W, new to options, good stuff. Douglas A, regarding your dog, at least somebody likes you. Oh yeah, well, sometimes I wonder about Lucy. Her name is Lucy. She is the love of my life. She controls this household. Do you know that? We actually have quite an interesting setup. So I've got one of those, those Ring doorbells. It's got the little video, and then it rings your cell phone. It triggers off this thing on the cell phone. So she has it figured out that if she stands at this certain spot, it will ring my cell phone, and all she has to do is sit there, and one of us will go running and open the door for her. So you tell me she can't train people. She's got us well trained, this girl. So all right. Okay, can you describe what we're looking at this week with gobs of retail traders joining the fray before Thanksgiving? How has that affected the market in years past? The more retail traders get into trading, the better it is for us, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Simply because most retail traders lose their money. And once you understand the day trade spy methods, you will quickly learn that we make money. So the objective of this exercise is for us to take the money from those people that are going to be losing it and to give it to us. And yes, maybe some people might think it's unethical, but if somebody's going to be in this game, they know the rules. If they're going to lose the money, they might as well lose it to day trade spyers, right? Don't you agree? So I think that I think what's going to happen this week, trading is going to be okay Monday, Tuesday, and probably into Wednesday morning. We're going to be okay as far as volume is concerned. Wednesday afternoon, I think you're going to see volume thinning out a little bit. Personally, I would not want to be in a trade Wednesday afternoon, because if you are stuck in a trade Wednesday afternoon, you could be in it into Thursday as well. And especially if that trade expires on Friday, you are going to lose a day's theta at a very critical time. You don't want to be in a trade. So make sure you are out of your positions by Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning, be out of your positions. I think that's kind of important. And then Friday, so Friday's another one. Friday's another one. I think, well, the Friday, the markets actually close at 1 o'clock. So if you are going to be trading, you want to get in and out quickly. Don't get too aggressive on Friday. And I don't think there's going to be a lot of high impact news on Friday. So you might just want to be happy with some pretty modest gains on Friday. Get in, make a few bucks, get out. Just, the end of this week is going to be a bit of a write-off. Come Monday, I think things should start coming back to normal. And hopefully then we're going to get into the Christmas season and the big Santa Claus rally at the end of the year. All right. So that's kind of what there is. So, all right. Doug say, I'm tired of paying. Yeah, I know. He's tired of paying the damn lawyers. I guess they have to eat too, and I don't know why. Any lawyers online, folks? If you're lawyers, nothing personal, but wouldn't the world be better off without lawyers? Just imagine that for a second. Anyway. All right, Dinesh. I am interested about your new service. Can you talk a little bit about that? When does it start? Yes, I will talk about that in a couple of minutes here. I'm just going to go over the questions here. This is our chat. This part where you sit back and chat, right? And pretty soon, folks, it's going to start getting very cold and wintry and blustery and snowy. Then we're going to have a fireside chat. Then we're going to give you the fire, right? Hugh, to get Aaron, did you have to promise him your daughter? No. No, I know where Aaron is in today. He might be on later on. I'm not really sure. All right, and everybody found the pot of gold. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get into some of these questions here. Okay. You really hard to replace. Pardon me, Hugh. On a put trade, shouldn't take a profit. I'm not really sure. Okay. We're going to get into some more questions here a little bit here. Somebody's asking me how to make 6% on a trade. So how do you make 6% on a trade? You take the buy price, whatever you bought it for, multiply your buy price by 1.06. That will give you 6% on your buy price, and that's what you would put up for sale for. All right. Okay, let's get back into some comments here, or rather. Listen, I want to move forward here because I want to discuss the DayTradeSPY signal. This is that new service. And it's a very exciting service. In fact, how many people were on the teleconference the other day? I think it was Wednesday afternoon. We sort of introduced this. So this is a new service that we're bringing out. My old associate here, Alex, he'd been working behind the scenes, doing a lot of testing, tweaking, adjusting, all these things, and we came up with this brilliant program that's enjoying a 96% success rate, earning 5% quite quickly. Now, to be clear, and with the disclaimer, these are actually conservative prices that we are quoting you. You likely would have bought for less than that top price that we're giving you, so your success rate will probably be better. All right, so we're trying to be very conservative. But this here is a program where, as a subscriber, you give us obviously your email address and your cell number. And we text you and email you 3 to 5 times a week, a particular option trade that you are supposed to get in right now. So as soon as you get the text, you go in front of your computer and buy it within the first 2 minutes of getting the text. So immediately get in and buy that option. All right, so it's going to be a particular option, call, put, whatever, and just buy it. Then immediately, all right, so immediately, buy it, and as soon as it triggers, you buy it. And then right away, put it up for sale with a 5% profit target. 5% profit target. This option is designed to hit your profit target fairly quickly, sometime during the day. Now, in the unlikely event that it does not fill by the end of the day, you're going to sell it at the market close. All right, whatever the market will give you, you're going to sell it for the market close. Okay, so there's going to be no overnight trade. You're not going to hold this overnight. You're not going to be stressed all night about, oh my gosh, what's going on with the market? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? What's going on? All right, very, very, very important. So this day trade spy signal, we actually have a very special price now. I know that the people over at Eagle Financial Publications are only taking a certain number of subscribers at this price, but I think they made the same mistake they made with the Ultimate Training Course. They did not take it off their website. So I'm going to suggest to you that you jump in and grab it, because it's $14.95 a year. $14.95 a year, or if you don't want to take it for a year, it's $3.99 a quarter or $149 a month. And you also get a risk-free 14-day money-back guarantee. Risk-free money-back guarantee. I would suggest that this is a very foolish thing to do on their part, but they are so confident that you are going to love this program that they offer this amazing deal. And I'm just going to pull it up here. So this is what I was trying to tell you here, that we had this here, this right here. I think this is here. Okay, so this is what happened here before. We had this Ultimate Training Course, and they gave a very, very special price of $9.95, but I'm not promoting that now. That's still up here, but this is what they're promoting, the Day Trade Spy Signal. Now they're only taking, they said they're only taking so many of them, but if you scroll down, you can still get it. They never bothered to take this web page off. You can scroll down through this whole thing here, and where's it at the bottom here? There's all kinds of chatter here, right? But the very bottom, this is where you can jump right in and still pick it up for an amazing price of $14.95. Okay, come on down. They like their words, right? They like a lot of words. Here it is. I like very concise, quick, get to the point stuff. But right here at the very bottom, where is it? Oh my gosh, is it ever going to come to an end? Here we go. Right here, subscribe now. I saw it down here somewhere. Okay, where did it go? Maybe it's the subscribe now. Try this. This is it here. Okay, here it is right here. Here it is right here, folks. Best deal, still $14.95 for the year. Or if you want to go quarterly, $3.99 a quarter. Or if you want to go monthly, it's $149 a month. So, but your best deal is going to be this one here for $14.95. So all you have to do is just go down to that and click on that. And hey, listen, if they give it to you, if you can get it, if you can subscribe for $14.95, right? They're going to honor that for you, right? So jump in on this one. Don't hesitate. Do not hesitate on this. So I think it's very exciting. All right, let's get to some more questions. Any more questions here? What this is all about? Day Trade Spy. This is ideal. This is ideal for those people who are not able to or not willing to watch the market all day. And you know what? I get that. You know, you're busy. Everybody's busy. I talked to one gentleman the other day. He said he's busy because he's got his wife and kids in the morning running around and trying to get the kids off to school and this and that and everything else. He said it's very difficult for him to, you know, watch the markets all day. And then he, you know, he works from home as well. So he's got his work that he's got to deal with. He said, but Hugh, if I can make a few bucks every day, I'm happy. Can I make a couple $100 a day? So absolutely. So, you know, it's pretty good for that. If you don't want to do the pre-market analysis, all right, because what happens is there is, when you enter a position, you do have to do your homework. Let's face it. Otherwise, it turns into a gamble. You might as well just flip a coin, right? That's not what it's about. If you want to do that, take your money down to the casino, you know, knock yourself out. See how that works out for you. We do not get into that gambling mode. When we set up a trade, these are high probability trades that we enter into. We are not interested in anything less than a very high probability trade that's going to work out in our favor. If you're looking for a fairly stable income stream or looking for a quick turnaround, same day trades, that's what this is about. So you don't have that stress, no overnight holds, and you should be able to get a fairly easy 5% return on investment. Now just think about that for a second. 5%, now that is gross. If you want to go for 6, most of these trades will get a little more than that without a big problem. But I mean, if you get, say, 5% net, you're doubling your money every month. Is that so bad? It's a pretty easy trade. Folks, the point here is let us do the heavy lifting. We do the analysis for you, and we deliver our option of interest to you on a text and in your email, and all you have to do is trade it. And again, you can subscribe for this limited time offer of $14.95, so you can just sit back and enjoy the profits. I should tell you something. Since I started DayTradeSPY back in 2010, people have been hounding me and hounding me and hounding me. Can you just give me a trade? I don't have the time to look at this. And I kept resisting it and saying, well, we want to teach you so you know how to do it. And if I get hit by a bus tomorrow afternoon, and you can still keep going. And we're still of that mindset. But at the same time, I recognize that, we do recognize, not just me, but we all recognize that not everybody can or wants to or is able to effectively learn this material that we teach. And I guess the question is why shouldn't you take advantage of our years of experience and just trade? We tell you what to trade in and out. There's going to be that element that's going to really want that. And we're finding from the results of what happened from last week to now is that apparently a lot of people are interested in the service. So if you're one of them, this is the time to get into this, because I think you're going to find this is actually a pretty cool service. You don't have to do the heavy lifting. We do it for you. So get this, folks. All right. All right. So any questions? Let's get into some questions now. And I am going to pull up. So one of the questions here, what is the difference between the signal and the pick of the day? Okay. So the signal gives you 3 to 5 trades a week. And you could be anywhere, all right, as long as you have your cell phone with you, and if you have an app open for your trading platform. So as soon as you get the signal, all right, note the signal could be the, 452 calls expiring Friday, Friday, November the 24th or whatever. All right, when you get the signal, then open up your app, get in there, buy it. Right away, buy it and immediately put it up for sale for a 5% target. Okay. Come back at the end of the day. Now you could either put it up for sale for a 5% target or market on close. Okay. MOC, market on close. Okay. Or simply come back at the end of the day and see where the stock is and close it out yourself. Now, if you do happen to be watching it, you could probably make quite a bit more than the 5%. Okay, because if the stock is on a tear, then you could probably make quite a bit more than the 5%. We do not issue these trades unless the trade's set up. All right, so they have to be perfectly aligned to set up. The differences between that and the pick of the day. Now, the pick of the day says, okay, so we're kind of going in reverse on that one. Instead of waiting for that perfect setup and presenting it to you, all right, which is what the signal does, we're going back with the pick of the day. We're saying, okay, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Where do we see the market going, up or down? Let's, for lack of a better word, force a trade. All right. I mean, we're not really forcing it. And if the trade really doesn't set up, we don't give you one, but it always sort of seems to, we have an idea as to where the trade's going to go. So we send you the pick just after 9 o'clock, and that is to be bought at market open and put up for sale for 6% profit target. You walk away, come back, and the market's hopefully delivered your profits. Now, with the pick of the day, it could actually go against you before it comes back in your direction. It could be an overnight hold. All right, and these trades are designed so that if you do have to hold overnight, you can. But the signal does not facilitate an overnight hold. We do not want you holding overnight. Now, there's another question on the board here. This is, well, what if it goes to 0? it likely will never go to zero, because what the trade that we give you in the signal is going to have enough time that there's going to be value in that at the end of the day. It should not. If it goes to zero, we got bigger problems to worry about, like massive problems. So, right. Okay, Bruce is saying your Friday challenge trade 193 to 205 is 12 cents, not 8. I'll have to look at that. 12 cents, not 8. 193 to 205. Do we get that right? I'll have to take a look at that, Bruce. I'm just going to make note of that. Friday's trade 193 to 205. What is that? That's 8 cents. 8 cents on 30 contracts. 8 times 30, that's $240. Less the $30 commission. I think it's what, 210. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and figure it out. But anyway, thanks for that tip on that. I'll go back and correct that if need be. So, all right, let's go back to some more questions here. Thank you for that. Who wrote that in? Bruce. Bruce did that. Okay. I'll look at that later. Okay. Oh yeah, we're talking about pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. 2 slices here with extra whipped cream. Nothing beats a good pumpkin pie, I'll tell you. Let's see. My wife does like it that I load up the freezer on that stuff, but okay. Everybody's talking about pot of gold. Wow, you guys are good. Okay, that means you're paying attention. Any recommendations for a broker for Canadians? Okay, so we got a little issue here with Thinkorswim. It looks like they're pulling out of Canada. I'm not really sure what the deal is there. It's sort of ironic since it's owned by Toronto Dominion Bank. Go figure. Maybe it's sold to Schwab. I'm not really sure. But Canadians seem to be having a hard time getting Thinkorswim in Canada now. I talked to Tom Sosnoff over at Tasty Trade the other day. He is expecting Tasty Trade to get into Canada Q1, possibly early Q2 of next year. They had an issue with their clearinghouse, but it looks like from the sounds of it, they got another clearinghouse to cover them. So things are moving forward for Tasty Trade if you want to hold on. I understand a good broker there in Canada's Interactive Brokers. You might want to go with that. There are other brokers as well. But I'm thinking that's probably good. And you want to make sure the broker sends the orders directly to the market. And there are some brokers that might intercept the trade order to the trade desk. You want to make sure that that does not happen. Ask them if they ever intercept their orders for review to the trade desk. If they say yes, you run for the hills. Don't walk, run. Because one thing you don't want to do is have your broker intercept your orders and possibly front run your trades and leave you with holding the bag. And that's what some brokers do. So, but I think in Canada, Interactive Brokers is pretty good. I know that some people are using that. They seem to have some good fortune with that. All right. So question here, if your assumption regarding the market direction is wrong, how far do you let your loss go before closing the trade? With the signal, I expect to make the 5%. All right. The signal does not go out unless obviously we expect to make 5% or more. And if you do not get it, close it off at the end of the day. All right. So the way trades work in options, they don't go in straight lines up or down. It doesn't go up like this or down like this. It zigzags. It zigzags up. So it might zig up a little bit, zag down, and zigzag up. So sort of in that time frame when you get the signal, that time frame between the time you get it and the end of the day, we expect it to go in your direction for your 5% gain. Okay. If it doesn't happen, all right, then you close off at the end of the day. Now, we did a lot of extensive testing on this, and our results are our results are extremely high. Even with the losses, we're at a very, very high profit on this one here. So that's what we do, okay? A lot of people talking about, okay, is there an open bar? Yes, there is, okay. Won't tech earnings this week affect SPY? Probably not too much. Most of the earnings have already come and gone, and I don't think there's going to be much that's going to be affecting the markets in line of earnings season right now this week. And the new signal service, are you going to be talking about the new signal service? All right, so I think I just did. Steve C, new to service, traded options before, good. Is this day trade trades? Yes, Ray. All right, question, do we need to open a cash account to avoid being flagged as day traders? Okay. Here we go. So I mean, you can have a margin account, but I highly recommend a cash account because it's easier to get. And also, well, let's put it this way, it's easier to get as far as actually filling out the paperwork. Brokers don't like to give cash accounts because they actually make their money by lending you money with buying stocks and options on margin. That's really where brokers make their money. But I highly recommend a cash account because this way you can only lose what you have in your cash account. You cannot lose more. You can't margin more. You don't want to be in that position. The way we trade, we also do not, we don't do any spreads, no naked positions. We buy first and then we sell. We buy calls and puts, and then we sell them, okay? And the most you can trade with the way we trade is what you put into the market. You cannot lose any more than what you put into the market with the way we trade. Be very careful with options. If you do not know what you're doing with options, you're going to lose your money. And you could even lose a lot more because you can obligate yourself to a very bad spot to be in, right? Because if you get into that margin stuff, that's just not good news. All right, so how long out do you buy SPY options? I think it needs a margin account. So no, you do not need a margin account for SPY options. A cash account will work. Generally speaking, Mondays and Tuesdays I like to buy into Friday's expiration. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I like to buy the following Friday's expiration. All right. The recording, when do we get the recording? The recording should be up on the website fairly soon after we produce it. Might be into the next day, but I'll get that up there. All right. So when will the new SPY signal program begin? And how does the 30-day trial period work? So the way it works is I believe it's going to be starting on November the 27th. That's when I'm going to start actually sending out the signals. Okay. Next, so right now we're just accumulating all the subscribers. It is going to kick in the following Monday, November the 27th. All right, that's when you can expect it to go. How does a 30-day trial? If you don't like it, it's not for you, you call them up, Eagle Financial Publications. You'll have the phone number there and say, I want my money back. It's not working for me. How cool is that? All right, let me just get some other questions here. Okay, George, consider the large gap. If it was showing up around 7 a.m., do you think SPY would fill the gap and then go? Do you think it would be ignored that day? I have 8 years trading experience. Okay, so I think he's asking about something that happened last week about a gap. Did I think that that would fill the gap? Not really sure what I thought then. That was probably the day when the stock shot up $8 or $9. Based on CPI numbers. When the CPI numbers came out, I felt, I was going to say I know, but I don't know anything, but I felt that the market was going to continue to the upside based on that news. Now, at some point, we may get some profit taking and the gap will be filled, but certainly not with the euphoria that was going on with that. So, all right. You by chance, would your family mind if I join you for Thanksgiving? I'll come on over, man. Come on over. More the merrier. All right. Thank you, Tia. Thank you for doing tonight's webinar, Pumpkin Patch Chat tonight. Do you have any more information on the upcoming signal strategy? It starts a week from Monday. From what I know about the new strategy, it sounds like it's going to be a great new strategy, especially for new traders like me. I'm very excited about it. Thank you very much for that, Tia. Right. Okay. Yes. So once again, I'm going to go over what this new strategy is all about. Okay. The new signal strategy. You are going to get a signal. You're going to get I guess it's a text message on your cell phone and your email. So if you're by your computer, the email comes in, or your cell phone, wherever you are, if you're driving and all of a sudden your cell phone, all right, there's a text message from DayTradeSPY. Here's the option you buy, such and such an option, call or put or whatever it is. You pull over to the side of the road, pull up your app, right? Your, whether it's Thinkorswim app, make sure you have that loaded up in your cell phone, or your Tasty Trade app, or your whatever app. They all have apps now. All all reputable trading platforms are going to have their apps. Set it up, get into the trade in the first 2 minutes. And so you buy it, right? Buy it right away. And then immediately when you have it, put it up for sale. Put it up for sale for a 5% profit target. How do you calculate the 5%? Let's say you bought it for, I don't know, $2.50. Multiply the 250 by 105, you get 262.5, so 263. Put up for sale for $2.63 with the, well, it doesn't even have to be GTC order because it'll drop off at the end of the day. You should get filled fairly soon on that option, but you got to do it right away. Do not wait. This is not a buy and hold strategy. You want to get it, buy it, put it up for sale right away, right? And then come back later. Now, if at the end of the day, you don't have your 5%, then sell the option at the end of the day for whatever the market will give you. If the market gives you $2, take the $2. If it gives you $2.40, take the $2.40. All right. And by the way, if you are actually watching the trade, you'll probably make more than the 5%. We just have to count that 5% because you have to have a target, right? You have to have some sort of a standard by which to measure success, and that's what we measure. I know in testing, we're actually making a lot more than 5%, but I don't want to get in all those numbers because then, you're going to start calculating and expecting these high numbers and 20% and 10 and 20, 15 and stuff. And, if you get the bonus and you start hitting home runs out of it, more power to you. Okay, that's kind of the way that works. So, all right. What percentage of our total stock account should we invest in DayTradeSPY? Luther, good to have you on. All right. Always practice good money management techniques. One of the cardinal rules there is never invest more than you can afford to lose. So what I do, I can invest, I can afford to lose probably more than most people, I'm guessing. But even with this right now, I'm just doing, say, 10 contracts, just 10 contracts. If I make a couple $100 a day, is that so bad? Later on, maybe when I'm not so focused on teaching people and doing the trading room and all these other things, I'll probably ramp it up to, 50 or 100 contracts or something like that. So can you pay quarterly for the service? Yes, you can. Price is $3.99 a quarter. All right. William says he was on the conference call last week. Thanks. It was very interesting. The signal does start next week, on the 27th of November. So I guess a week from now. All right. What did the losses average on the 4% that didn't work? I don't have an average for you. I think the worst loss ever in our whole testing of hundreds of sample size. And by the way, we forced a lot of those trades. All right. So under normal circumstances, we're never going to force the trade. If it doesn't set up, it doesn't set up. So by the time you get a trade, it should work. Okay. We're not going to force this, but we forced it. The worst trade ever there was 72% loss. That happened once. I think the next worst one was 30-something%. So that's what that was. So the signal trades are not the same as the pick of the day. So they both work off two completely different criteria. Okay. Two completely different criteria. The pick of the day is more collaboration of Aaron and my opinions at 9 o'clock in the morning, based on a collaboration of fundamentals, technicals, and a determination is the market prone to go up or down, and then we give you a trade. Whereas the signal, the alert signal, is more of an algorithm that uses more highly technical terms. Okay. So that is not somebody's opinion. That is actually based on something more concrete, technically speaking. Okay. All right. Can the email come out at any time of the day, or is it mostly in the morning? I like to trade SPY because I'm done trading by 7 a.m. usually. I'm thinking that it's probably going to be mostly a morning trade. All right, that's going to be mostly a morning trade. Now, if something does come in the afternoon, then that means there's something ready to fly in the afternoon. But my guess is right now there are morning trades. In the testing, we did mostly morning trades. And to buy an option, I always like to use limit prices for both buy and sell. Okay, both buy and sell use limit prices. All right, with the 5% sell price, should we allow for any extra for commission? Look at, if you want to put it for say 6%, that's up to you. We just tested it with a 5% gain. And in most cases, I don't have the numbers as to how many went over the 6%. But we found that 5% to be the sweet spot. All right, so you might want to stick with the 5%. And if you lose a little bit in commission, okay, so be it. But that 5% was the sweet spot with what it worked. Now, if you're watching it, there's going to be times when you're going to be able to make a lot more than 5%. So you can make up that whole thing with the commission on that. Not a big deal. All right. I'm just kind of skipping over some of these questions here. First hour, they can come anytime during the day. A lot of questions concerning that in comparison to the pick of the day. And does the signal service use same day or next day expiration options or longer? They are going to be longer than the same day because we don't want to lose a lot of theta. All right. So they are going to be same day, even though, or not same, they're going to be longer out expirations. So you don't lose any theta. One thing we don't want to do is same day. And if you don't lose, so here's the problem with same day expirations. If it doesn't make the 5%, what you sell at the end of the day, well, I'm sorry. That means that at the end of the day, that option's zero, right? Think about that. If it doesn't hit your 5% and you're losing your theta along the way, by the end of the day, if you're out of the money with those options, you're down to zero. So we have to have some theta in there. So they're going to be further out as far as time is concerned. Right. That estimated time of the day when the signal text comes out. Again, I don't know, could come any time, but it'll probably be in the morning. Okay. Okay. Does the signal require any additional training? No additional training. Just buy it, right? It's just a signal as to, you know, what anybody who's on the pick of the day is going to get a similar email with the signal. It's going to be similar, not quite the same. You'll see it's going to be different. And you'll also get a text message on your cell phone. That's the difference there. What size trading account recommended for the signal service? So I would recommend there what size trading size. I would recommend starting. I mean, for myself, I'll probably just use 10 contracts, just the standard default 10 contracts. And I would use a limit order. I always use limit orders. At the end of the day, when you do sell it, use limit orders there too, so you at least get what the bid is on that one. Okay. All right. Okay. Will there be a message if there's no trade that day? No, there will not be a message if there's no trade. That's a good question. Question is on the signal, is there an approximate time or usual time? And will there be a message if there's no trade that day? No, we don't know if there's no trade. There just won't be a trade, right? But anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week, you should get it. So could be twice in one day. Could be once one day. Could be done, you know, and you might skip a day. Okay. Do you tell us how much we should pay for the call option, like $4.23 per contract? No, it's what. So we'll give you the contract name, and obviously expiration, like the code, right? It'll be say the SPY, you know, November 27th, 424 calls or whatever, 442 calls, whatever. So whatever the buy price is at that time when you get the signal, that's what you get in for. That's what you get in for. You're going to add in a 5% markup, and you're going to sell it for that price. That was the whole. That's the whole thing for that. Okay. Next question here: do you use a stop loss for DayTradeSPY? No, we don't use stop losses. We do manage our positions, but stops is not the way that we use ours. Can you show a typical screenshot of a typical trade? I don't have one handy here, unfortunately. But you'll see it'll say at the top SPY, DayTradeSPY. Well, this logo here at the top, it'll say signal on it. So that's how you'll be able to do it. How was E-Trade? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with E-Trade. I understand it's a popular program. I'm sure it works very well. For those of us with your recommended cash accounts, How do we respond to your to your SPY signal trade before settlement has occurred? Okay, so if you have a cash account, all right, you're still going to trade the same way, right? You're still going to trade the same way. Now, if you have, say, $5,000 in your cash account, don't trade the whole 5,000. You want to make sure that you have some room into tomorrow's. So in case well, it doesn't matter because, well, let me see, if you have two the same day, let's put it this way: if I have $5,000, I probably would not be trading 5,000 or probably not even $3,000 of that. I might trade $1,000 or $1,500 of that 5,000. I still always want to have that cushion in there so that if something should go horribly wrong, or I get another signal, I can still trade it the same day. So if I get two signals the same day, I can trade it. Just make sure you keep track that you don't go over your limit as to how much cash you have in your cash account, because you cannot trade your profits in the cash account until they settle, which is the next day. Okay, I hope that kind of makes sense to you. All right, the signal, I know you can set a sell price, but can you set a sell time for the end of the day? You should be able to sell a trade for 5%, or failing that, MOC, market on close. And if you can't figure that out or it doesn't work on your platform, just come back at the end of the day, see where it is, and then sell it market on close. But you should probably get the 5% fairly quickly here. All right, is the signal service the research trade that Aaron's been working on in the background during the trading room? No, it isn't. That is actually a different setup itself. So Aaron's been working on this special project as well, and it's going to be more for intermediate traders, and there's going to be some special training going on for that as well. Okay. Okay, Mark, you're going to be out of town till December the 10th. Can we sign up then and still get the price? You know, I would jump in now and secure the price, because as I understand it, the price is going up, and it could go up. Like I say, I just discovered that the boys over at Eagle have not taken the price down. So I'm telling you now, I'm telling you now to jump in on this now, because tomorrow morning when they come back to work, they might say, oh, we have to take that price down. We have our number of subscribers that we want. You know, I don't know, or we might have our target price on that, or the price is going up to 3,000, whatever it was that they wanted to sell it for. So really, I wouldn't gamble on that. I think if you're okay with the $14.95 a year, I would secure that now. Now, look, if you really don't like it, you can cancel, right? Get your money back. All right. And if somebody said it's a 14-day, I thought it was 30 days or 14 days, not sure, whatever it says on that final screenshot. Okay. I think if someone said 14 days, others said 30 days, but I think that final screenshot, it might have said 14 days, whatever it is. But you're going to know very quickly whether it's something for you or not. Okay. All right. I believe you can day trade options on a Roth IRA. You might want to check on that. Congratulations, Jeff. He's new to the service. First week, he made 4 trades, 4 winners. Love it. Keep hitting those singles and doubles. Cool. Ron's asking on DayTradeSPY, how do I know when to sell for a loss? Okay, with the signal, you're going to sell for either a 5% gain or at the end of the day. And if it's a loss at the end of the day, you take the loss. Okay. But it should be very rare that you take a loss. So anyway, thanks for that, Lawrence. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Take care of that dog. Most signals will happen in the morning. Where's the link? Okay, the link will be on your, so after the webinar, you should have a URL pop up on your screen. It should be there. Or what you could do is go onto the website, DayTradeSPY. Let me see if I can find it again. DayTradeSPY. And I love it when they forget these things, and go right up here where it says DayTradeSPY signal. Click on that, subscribe, click on through. I think there's, and they go to the bottom, just scroll down to the bottom, it gives you all that chatter, and get to the subscribe now, and just go right to the bottom of this, and that is where you actually do the subscription. Okay, So get right in on that one. Okay, that's where you get on that. Okay, it's awesome. All right. Okay, quick question here. I'm going to wrap this up real quick, folks. And do we know whether the signal service trade notices will be after 10:30 a.m. so we're not in a challenge trade or whatever? This signal can go for at any time, regardless of whether we're in a challenge trade or not. It could go in at any time, right? All right. So anyway, I think with this, I'm going to call it a session here, folks. I know that some questions that we may not have answered, but hopefully you'll be able to. We can stay here all night. Question here, Charles. I haven't talked to you in a while. Charles G. Can we switch from pick of the day to the signal account? I believe you can. Contact customer support. If you are in the pick, you want to go to the signal, tell them and they'll work it out with you. I'm pretty sure. All right, so let's go here. Let's see if there's any real quick questions here. Okay. Okay, is the SPY signal service separate from the live trading room? Yes, it is. It is a separate service from the trading room. If you want to learn what we do, all right, if you want to learn what we do, all right, get in the trading room. That's where we teach this stuff. And if you if you just want the signal, then get the signal. That has nothing to do with the trading room, but we teach this material in the trading room. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wrap up the first part of this presentation. And after the song, we're going to come back for those people who are new to options and give you just a brief primer for a few minutes as to what options are and all of that. So with that, thank you all for joining us. It's been a real pleasure, folks. I hope to see you online with the signal service. Watch your URL or go to the website, DayTradeSPY. Sign up now before they take it off the website and you're paying full price over $3,000. Get it right now, $14.95 for a whole year. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it, and if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. Loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to what options are. All right, so those of you who are new to options, welcome. I know this is kind of a sort of a shock to some of you. Wait a second, I've only traded equities all my life, and maybe I dabbled in futures or Forex or commodities or crypto or whatever. So options are a different instrument altogether. And this is what options are. So options are actually contracts. They're actually contracts that gives the options holder the right, but not the obligation to trade the underlying stock for a certain price by a certain date. All you have to remember are two names, calls and puts. If you expect the stock to rise, you buy a call option. If you expect the stock to drop, you buy a put option. Call up, put down. All right. All things being equal, this is the way it should work. Now, there are going to be other factors that affect the value of your calls and puts. We'll get in that in a second here. But there's also this thing called the strike price. This is the set price at which the stock can be bought or sold for when it is exercised. There's also an expiration date. It's kind of like buying an ice cube. These things are going to expire. This is the end date at which the contract expires. With SPY, it could it could be exercised at any time. All right. So, there's other factors that affect the price of SPY. Volatility is one. Data loss is one. In other words, just by owning the option, there is a time component that has the premium of the option. It eats away. The theta loss eats away the time component. It's like a time decay on this thing. So you want to make sure that as an options trader, you're not in a buy and hold situation. These are not buy and hold trades. Okay, that strategy does not really work for options. All right, so it's kind of important to note that. What you want to do is you want to trade the option. The pros of options is the flexibility, very cost efficient. The leverage is huge. So you don't need much of a move on the underlying stock to make some very serious money. The potential for returns is very high. Many strategies available. What I like about it most, it's actually fun and exciting trading. I can tell you I've been trading this for many years, and I'm just as excited to trade these things today as I ever was. More so, in fact, because the more I know and the more I understand, not only about the markets, but about options, but about myself and how to control my emotions and deal with options, the more fun and exciting it is, right? There are some cons. There are some cons to options trading. One is, of course, the time decay, as I mentioned, and it's, of course, commissions, and it is risky. But I find most of the risk comes from my own emotions and my own response to the way the market is working. Now, many times you can find yourself in a situation where the stock turns against you and the option is down 20, 30, 40, 50%, even more, right? Then you panic and you sell. And you say, oh my gosh, I just lost 60%. But being human as we are, we still continue watching it if it's still ours. And then if you just wait a little bit, half an hour or so, you see, oh my gosh, it's coming back in my favor. I can't believe it. Had I just held on a little longer, I would have minimized my losses. Oh my gosh, I'm holding on even more. If I held on even in just an hour, I'd be in profit now. What did I do that for? This happens quite a bit. So we teach you all that. That's what we teach you in the trading room, how to control your emotions, how to roll with the flows, the ebbs and flows of the stock, because as the stock flows, right, so does the option. But with the leverage about 10 times being what it is with the stock, you can get massive moves on the underlying option. So just as much as it's going to go up, it's also going to go down. So it's a matter of how you handle the downturns. But so there's some risk, and the risk comes mostly from the way we react to them. Now, let me give you an example. Ever since I started day trading options, that's all I ever trade. And that's all we trade here on DayTradeSPY, just SPY options, period. That's it. It's the highest traded stock. It's affordable, liquid, exciting trading, huge profit potential. I like SPY because all the sectors are covered. People say to me sometimes, Hugh, why don't you diversify? I said, well, I can't think of a more diverse stock than SPY. All 11 sectors are represented in SPY. There isn't a single stock that in and of itself is going to direct the entire SPY. I think the highest stock is Apple or Google or something, and that's only 5 or 6% of the capitalization. So even if Apple or was Google went to zero, that in and of itself should not totally adversely annihilate SPY, right? I mean, the reality is completely different, because if Apple went down to zero, it's going to take other stocks with it, and it's going to be a crazy, crazy day. But it's the highest traded stock out there, so very liquid. In the past, I have thrown $100,000 onto a SPY option. I got filled very quickly within a few seconds. Maybe I might have had to wait 30 seconds or something, but I mean, I got filled right away on these things. So whatever SPY, whatever you can throw at it as far as options, it'll fill. So it's very liquid, SPY is actually very predictable. So when you learn how it works with the nuances and how it interacts with news, you'll understand how this works, and you can anticipate where SPY is going to go. And even if it's even on the short term, because the option zigzags, the stock zigzags up and down. Even if on a short term it goes against you, if you just wait a little bit, it'll probably turn back in your direction. So SPY is actually also very forgiving. I just like it's a very exciting trading as well. And again, like you say, the profit potential is absolutely huge. So one stock, one strategy, 1 hour a day. And I got to tell you, folks, we've been doing this a long time. And over the years, we really figured out what works and what doesn't work in both trading and training. And I think that's really important. You want to align yourself with somebody who really understands this stuff. Okay. So you want to learn from somebody who really, really, truly understands what this is all about. Now, why SPY? Why now? Well, SPY is the stock that follows the top 500 US stocks. It's an efficient use of your analysis time. Before I got into this, I used to be in other trading rooms. And I remember with a bunch of guys being in these trading rooms, and we used to have to get together on Sunday nights, 7 to 11 or midnight or whatever. Of course, every day, Monday to Friday, 9 to 4. And then 2 or 3 other nights, we'd be together once again, 7 to 9 or 10 or whatever, analyzing stocks, analyzing sectors, analyzing this, analyzing that. Honestly, I don't even know if we knew what to analyze. I know in my case, I wasn't really sure. And I used to just report in, well, I have nothing to report on my sector, whatever that was. I didn't know what to look for. And frankly, how do I know where the stock is going to go in 3 or 4 days or even tomorrow based on that? You know, we don't know that. Now with SPY, we can kind of predict where the market's going to go today based on the news. See, the news moves the economy, and the economy moves the stock market. And where the top 500 stocks are going to go, where the economy goes, that's where SPY is going to go. We can actually very accurately predict where SPY is going to go. The moves, they are they're quick. You can earn your daily gains faster. So if you budget, say, I want to make $200 a day, well, look at this. By 9:35, 9:40, you made it. You don't have to stick around the rest of the day if you don't want to. You could if you want, but you don't have to. You've already hit your target for the day, right? Anyway, getting back to this analysis time, I want to tell you this. Right now, I don't do all that stay up all night every night kind of a thing, or even 9 to 4 every day. You know what I do? Every morning between 8 and 8:30, I get in front of my computer and I pull up a few key things that I look at, and I'm able to predict where SPY is going to go that day. I mean, how cool is that? I'm not spending so much time in front of the computer analyzing things that I don't even know what to analyze. I know what to look for now. And that's what we do, is we teach you how to do that. So you cut down on the analysis time, the preparation time. You get a really good idea as to where the market's going to go and use it in your favor. All right. SPY is fairly reliable, fairly consistent, fairly predictive. And as I mentioned, it's fairly forgiving. Now, of course, there is that disclaimer about that. Past performance does not guarantee future results, but I can tell you the price can be anticipated in any market. We can make money going both up and down. Unlike, say, you put your money into a mutual fund, they can only make the money going up, right? As far as I know, I'm not really sure. A lot of funds, they only go to the upside. So that's the beauty of SPY. It's like a tugboat versus the Titanic. The Titanic could not turn fast enough to avoid the iceberg. Whereas with the tugboat, we see a nice, an ice flow 100 feet in front of us, no problem. We can turn it right down on a dime and we're going the other way. We're not going to hit the iceberg, right? And that's the way it is with SPY. As retail traders, we have that unique ability to be able to turn on a dime, change our mind, right? Get out of a bad position, get into another good position, make money, get in, get out. It's unbelievable. It's the best thing ever. All right, so why not now? Why not SPY? Guess what? You learn something new. Stay sharp, mentally sharp. I had this comment made to me the other day, and somebody was very observant. They said, Hugh, I don't know what he said, he's 78 or something. He said, by trading SPY and staying on top of what you're doing, my mind is staying sharp. I'm not like all my friends that their brain turns to mush after they stop working and they retire and they sit in front of a TV all day and night and just watching TV. By staying on top of trading and all that entails, he said, I am able to keep my mind sharp and my wits about me, and it's actually pretty cool. With what we do, you can earn while you learn. As an example, you can get into the signal and just start making some money, but get into the trading room as well, where you can actually learn what we're going to do. Time passes anyway, you might as well make money along the way. Profit potential is huge. If you are a serious trader, you can actually make a lot of money in this. You can actually enjoy that dream lifestyle. That actually is achievable. You wouldn't believe how many people tell me, oh my gosh, I bought the car I wanted. I took the vacation I've been longing for. I'm able to help other people. I'm able to go to third world countries and build, water facilities for the, build, a school on Trash Mountain in Haiti or wherever. I get this all the time. When you have this cash coming in, you are able to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor based on your, your ability, your skills, right, that you develop here. It's exciting, thrilling to beat the market. It's actually a thrill. Hey, I beat the market again today, beat the market again today. And you know what I really like about this? That you can pass this knowledge on to your kids. I think this is actually really amazing. Financial security for the kids. So here's the profit gains as a comparison with stocks and options. Let's say I want to buy 100 shares of SPY at $450 a share. It's going to cost me $45,000. But I can buy one contract of SPY, which controls that 100 shares. I can buy for, say, $3. Well, what do I have invested? I have invested all of $300 to control 100 underlying shares. Let's say the stock rises $1. The stock rises $1. That means I'm now going to have $45,100 in my stock. But if the stock goes up $1 and my option also, all things being equal, goes up, there's this thing called the delta, which is the relationship between the underlying stock vis-a-vis the option. And if the delta is 50, which is what it would be at that point, that means the option goes up 50 cents. Therefore, your $300 becomes $350. Now, you might think you're getting ripped off, but take a look at these percentages, folks. The return on investment on your stock. Whoa, this is wrong. It is not this at all. It is 0.22%. 0.22% versus 17% on the option. I don't even know if it's that. Let me just do the math again here. 100 divided by 45,100. It is, yes, 2.22%. That's correct. 0.22 it's 22.2%. Folks, let me tell you something here. This is so wrong. I can't believe I got this wrong. There we go. I'm usually better than this. All right, there we go. That's what it should be. Give me another 2. And there you go. What would you rather have? 0.222% or 17%? I gotta tell you, once I discovered options, I never went back. I never went back to stock. I never went back to Forex. I don't do currency. I don't, none of that stuff. It's just unbelievable. All right. And that's what it's all about. What would you rather have? This is just a brief primer. This is not the be all and end all, but just know that you can learn from our mistakes, because frankly, you're not going to live long enough to make them all yourself. And that's the nice thing about what we do. So if you do want more information, I highly encourage that maybe you take that ultimate training course that we provide, or maybe some one-on-one webinars, seminars with myself or with Aaron, or just go to our website and click on schedule a brief one-on-one. Doesn't cost you anything, 15-20 minutes. We'll map out a path for your learning on how to trade options on SPY. Okay. And certainly the trading room is the place to be to get all the information that you need. Folks, really been a pleasure. I hope it gives you a little bit of information. Just remember, if you want what I have, you got to do what I do. All right. We'll see you hopefully on in the trading room or on the new signal service. Thank you. Thanks. Good night, folks.